Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4 verse 8. While awaiting my friend's arrival at a bustling airport in Portland, Oregon, I found myself on a precipice of a life-altering encounter, the kind that is often relegated to the realm of hearsay and wistful anecdotes. Yet destiny had it that this momentous occasion would unfold merely 2 feet away from me, shrouded in the cloak of serendipity. Training my eyes through the sea of disembarking passengers, I discerned a man approaching with an air of anticipation, bearing 2 bags that seemed to weigh as lightly as feathers in his hand. As he came to a halt beside me, it became evident that he was here to reunite with his beloved family. First, he turned his attention to his youngest son, a tender soul of no more than 6 years. As he gently placed his bags down, father and son shared a prolonged, heartfelt hug. Overwhelmed by the depth of emotion, the father whispered, "It's so good to see you, son. I missed you so much." His eyes, shimmering with affection, offered a shy smile and replied in a soft, tender voice, "Me too, Dad." Then, with grace and love, the man stood up and directed his gaze toward his older son. Aged perhaps 9 or 10, he cupped his boy's face in his warm, reassuring hands and spoke with a profound sincerity. "You are already quite the young man. I love you very much, Jack." In the midst of his touching family reunion, a baby girl, a cherubic figure of around 1 or 1.5, however, her gaze remained steadfastly fixed upon the extraordinary spectacle of her father's return. The man, now radiant with fatherly affection, extended his arms to the little one, and as he took her from her mother's embrace, he showered her tiny face with kisses. Holding her close to his chest, he gently rocked her from side to side. And in that moment, the infant girl surrendered to blissful stillness, her head nestling trustingly upon her father's shoulder. After several heart-warming moments of cherishing his daughter, he passed her into the eager arms of his older son, declaring with a twinkle in his eye, "I have saved the best for last." He then turned his attention to his wife, the anchor of his heart, and initiated a kiss that was nothing short of an ode of passion itself. Their lips met in a fervent embrace, a testament to the enduring flame of their love. As they separated briefly, they locked eyes, beaming wide smiles at each other, their hands intertwined in a symbol of unity and devotion. For a fleeting moment, they evoked the image of newlywed, their love as fresh as dew-kissed blossoms. But I knew by the age of their children that they had long surpassed the honeymoon phase. My curiosity led me to blurt out, "Wow, how long have you been married?" The man, still lost in the depths of his wife's adoring gaze, turned to me with a smile that held a lifetime's worth of stories. "Been together 14 years in total, married of 12 of those." His voice exuded pride and unwavering commitment. I was intrigued, and I couldn't help but probe further. "Well then, how long have you been away?" In response, the man finally shifted his gaze from his beloved wife to meet my inquisitive eyes. Still beaming with the same infectious joy, he revealed, "2 whole days." 2 days? I was utterly flabbergasted. The intensity of their reunion had led me to assume that he had been separated from his family for several weeks, if not months. My astonishment was unmistakable. In an attempt to regain my composure and gracefully retreat into the shadow of the airport, I quipped, "I hope my marriage remains as passionate after 12 years. Yet, in that fleeting instant, the man's smile faded not to disillusionment but to an earnest wisdom. He locked his gaze with mine, a gaze that penetrated the depth of my soul, as he imparted words that etched themselves indelibly upon my heart with a forcefulness that resonates within me. He said, "Don't hope, friend. Decide." Then, as if reclaiming the essence of joy that enveloped him. He flashed me that wonderful smile once more, clasped my hand with a firm yet gentle grip, and spoke the words that seemed to carry a divine benediction: God bless. The story illustrates the transformative power of love and reconciliation. In the Bible, there are numerous references to the importance of love, forgiveness, and reconciliation. For example, Jesus teaches the parable of prodigal son, emphasizing the joy of son's return and his father's loving forgiveness. This story mirrors the idea that love and forgiveness can mend broken relationships and bring immense joy. This story highlights the preciousness of family bond and the significance of cherishing them. The Bible places great emphasis on family values and responsibilities, such as honoring parents and loving one another within the family. The family's reunion in the story serves as a reminder of value and nurture these relationships. The man's response of 2 whole days to the question of how long he had been away emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. The Bible encourages believers to focus on their present and not be anxious about the future. This lesson encourages us to appreciate and make the most of the time we have with our loved ones. The man's statement, "Don't hope, friend, decide," underscores the idea that love is a choice and an action. This aligns with the biblical teaching about choosing to love one another and demonstrating love through actions. It reminds us that love is not passive, but requires intentional decisions and deeds.